Hello and welcome to revision classes on television. Today, we will be having a session in English language. Our guide is Andrew Osunde, and our focus today is Summary Exercise 2017 SSC.
Summary is an essential part of your senior school certificate examination. It is that vital part that you can attend with all seriousness and grab the full 30 marks there. It's easy, as some may say, but it is really very, very technical, and it requires everything that you are doing for you to give it what? Clinical accuracy. Remember, we have told you there are some hints that you need to know, and it is expedient I go through those hints again. 1. Write your answers in sentences. And not in phrases. Do not lift directly from the passage. Personal opinions and inferences are prohibited. Do not carry along in your sentences illustrations and examples. When you have a passage before you, you are at liberty to use either of the two approaches we have discussed before now. But I'll give a rundown of those approaches. Approaches/methods of answering your questions. Number 1, we said preamble method. Holistic method, also known as independent sentence method. These are the two approaches that is available for you when you want to attempt the questions. They have their intricacies. For the preamble method, we have said, before now, you will not be penalized when you go with the plural verb. What I mean is this. For instance, you have a passage that is talking about factors of production, and you are asked to summarize in 4 sentences. Remember, we said your answers should always be in sentences, and you have been asked to summarize in 4 sentences according to the passage the 4 factors of production. Before now, when you go preamble and you go this way, the factors of production are. Before now, if you use this method, the use of the plural verb, you are on your way to acquiring all the marks that is allotted to that particular question. But now, if you use that, it will be a great blemish on you, and your answers, they are going to suffer a great deal. Why? Because if you take land and add it here, you are not getting a full sentence. It will read thus: the factors of production are land. And at the end of the day, remember, land is a singular and you are using a plural. It is not forming. And again, with this colon, it means you are mentioning. So all these might be a single sentence. That is, the factors of production are land, comma, labor, comma, entrepreneur, comma, and capital. A single sentence. So in that regard, this no longer holds. So if you must use the preamble method, you should be careful. Yes, because you have been asked to write in sentence form and using 4 sentences, 1 for each. So it means you make this what? Singular, and change your verb to singular. The factor of production is land, 1 sentence. Factor of production is labor, 1 sentence. And at the end of the day, you would have gotten your full mark. That is preamble method. We are saying that there are a lot of technicalities that are involved, like we just saw, because if you still go on to carry on the plural verb, at the end of the day, it is regarded as what? Blemish. And it will be surprised. Your answer, your correct answer, will suffer from that blemish. So for every correct answer here, the instruction might be subtract -1. And if you had gotten this to be 5, definitely it's not going to be 5 again, but what is going to be 4, and so on and so forth. That is the technicality that is involved in using the preamble method. And students have been advised, if you cannot structure out the other side of the sentence that will align with your preamble, it is better you remain with the holistic or independent sentence method. We want to go ahead to see the passage that we have earlier highlighted, the passage for 2017, and it reads thus. Young people are usually faced with several challenges as they grow up. These challenges have increased dramatically as a result of the present impressive advance in science. The internet and the mobile phone, for instance, have indeed reduced the whole world to a global village and given birth to social media. Social media itself has made it possible for anyone to instantly keep abreast with happenings all around the world. But many people are worried that a lot of youth use social media in various negative ways that tend to ultimately increase the challenges they face in life. First, internet chatting and dating has become common amongst youth. They spend valuable time in internet cafe or glued to their smartphones with the hope that through Skype or Facebook, luck will come their way. The time wasted in this could have been spent on studying and helping their parents with house chores. Another downside of social media is the easy access to pornography that it offers. Attracted like gnats to bright light at night, many spend hours watching pornography. This has the inevitable effort of corrupting their mind in the fantasy world the pornography plunges them into. They care little for nothing else. In the end, the casualties are their studies and their moral. Again, youths are often driven by the get-rich-quick syndrome as they observe successful and affluent members living in the society around them who flaunt their wealth by driving expensive cars and living in ostentatious lifestyles. Because many youths are seized by the irresistible desire to become like these people overnight, they readily resort to any available means to succeed, including cybercrime. Since face-to-face contact is not involved, it is easy for these misguided youths to plan and execute all manner of scams on social media. What can be done to rescue the youth from this influence? First, parents have a crucial role to play. Many youths have improper home training, and most parents leave their children to learn life's lesson on their own. They allow them to find solutions to their problems with minimal guidance. The reality is that the sooner parents change their method of raising children, the better. Teachers also have to play a crucial role. Teachers should realize that just as parents take over the responsibility of teaching when their children are at home, they in turn become the youth parents at school. They should therefore ensure not only that the right skills are taught the youth, but also that the right attitude are instilled in them. The society at large should also realize that at their impressionable ages, youth are simply influenced by what they observe happening around them, whether good or bad. So instead of emphasizing materialism and flaunting of wealth, the society's responsibility towards the youth should be mainly to instill in them the norms, customs, and value through proper role modeling. Then the world will become a better place for the youth because they will be able to control their own destiny. This is the passage that is before us, and if you have this kind of passage before you, what you need to do is to try and identify the topic sentences. And when you identify the topic sentences, it will lead you to the main idea. And it is this main idea that the examiner is requiring you to put in sentence perspective. Now, we'll try and identify the main ideas as presented by the topic sentence. In the passage before us, we're just identifying two. One, the negative effects of social media on youths, and two, solution to the negative effects. And the passage highlighted the family, in bracket parents, teachers, and of course, the society. If you go through the question, these are what the question is requiring of you. Being able to identify these highlights from the passage. And when you are able to do it, you are sure on the right way to give the right answers. From the highlights, you agree with me, after we've gone through the question, that these are what the question is requiring of you. If you are able to identify the negative effects and the solution to these effects, you have successfully answered the question. And what is required of you is to just put these highlights in sentence perspective. And that is where we are going to. So the two questions are these. They are in two levels. Level A, in 3 sentences, one for each, summarize the influence of social media on the youth. And level B is saying, in 3 sentences, one for each, summarize what must be done to rescue the youth from this influence. Simple, straight, direct, to the point. That is what is required of you. And like I said, any of the approaches will be fine. Any of the approaches that you have chosen to adopt will absolutely take you to your destination. And that is what we're about to do now. By way of independent sentence method, remember, the sentences are independent of the other one. A, 1. Remember what the question is requiring of you. The negative effects of social media. And by way of independent sentence method, we have something like this. 1. Social media encourages youth to waste valuable time. One of the effects. Remember, we are asked to identify 3 and put those 3 in sentence perspective. Two, social media exposes youth to pornography. Social media encourages youth to engage in cyber crime. From this, you agree with me that we have treated the 3 sentences. Let's go to level B. parents should bring up their children properly. Teachers should instill the right skills and attitudes on youths. 3. Society to instill the right values. These are the 3 sentences that are required of you at the level of B in this exercise. You can as well try it out on the preamble method. But be careful to know that your preamble must align with the phrase you have given to give you a complete sentence at the end of the day, so that you will not suffer blemishes and the end result will not be something that is palatable. Because for every candidate going into an exam, the focus is success.
You can subscribe to NTA series on YouTube to watch or download past episodes of revision classes on television. That's the much we can take on the program today. Do join us next time for another educating session.